Hey guys, good morning. It's about 5:30 on Monday morning, and I've been up for the last couple of hours with insomnia. It's fairly standard stuff, especially when I'm dealing with medical stuff. My brain just kind of goes haywire, and I don't sleep a whole lot. So yeah, I've been up for a while. I'm drinking my soy latte because I'm sure that's good for me. But yeah, so just wanted to give a quick update. Haven't done an update here on the YouTube in a bit as far as what's going on. I've been home for the last couple of days, and things have been going pretty well. I've still a long road of recovery ahead of me. I'm still on the oxygen. That's gonna be for a while. But I've got a couple of doctor's appointments this morning. The first one is with a hematologist to talk about my blood clotting issues, specifically, I think, in my legs, but we may also talk about the stuff going on in my lungs because they are obviously related. Blood clots are bad no matter where you have them. So I've got a doctor's appointment for that this morning. We're going to get that addressed. And then after that, I've got an appointment for a Rituxan infusion. Basically, the Rituxan I have to take twice a year to effectively shut off my immune system. My immune system is the thing that's actively trying to harm me and hurt me and kill me. So twice a year I get a Rituxan infusion to shut that off, so that I can keep living a little bit longer. But anyway, so yesterday, I got online and started the online check-in process for my appointments, just to expedite the getting in and talking to the doctors bit, because it's just easier to do it online. So as I was going through that, I had to verify my insurance, and I had to verify my meds, and I had to verify that I hadn't been out of the state in a month or whatever. And then there's this page. It's like, hey, here are your list of diagnoses. And that list started back in February of 2016, and we've just been adding to it for the last basically 8 years now. But I noticed that there have been some updates since January 11th, and that's kind of what I wanted to talk about in this video. Just kind of some of those updates and kind of talk about each one of them a little bit, not too much, but a little bit. The first thing that was on the list was acute respiratory failure with hypoxia, which I'm looking under my phone here. I've got a list down here to keep track of them all. But basically, acute respiratory failure with hypoxia, meaning, hey, your lungs aren't lunging. They are not doing the oxygen exchange the way they're supposed to with your blood. So your oxygen saturation, which should be mid-90s or higher if you've got good healthy lungs. If I take this off, that's pumping oxygen into me right now, I'll drop into the mid to upper 70s within about 90 seconds. Super dangerous, not good. So my lungs, that's where the hypoxia comes in. So that's just saying, hey, your lungs are screwed, and hopefully that'll get better. Next, we've got stage 3B chronic kidney disease. Now, I've had kidney disease since 2016 as a result of my underlying condition. That's the granulomatosis with polyangiitis. It's an autoimmune vasculitis. Basically, my immune system tries to constrict my blood vessels to cut blood supply off to my organs. That's how it tries to kill me. And as a result of that, I took a bunch of kidney damage, as well as lung, brain, heart, whatever. But specifically in this diagnosis, we're focused on the stage 3B. Beyond this, it gets into stage 4, and that's where things are real bad. But luckily, I'm still holding strong here at 3B, and have been for a while. So we're gonna try to maintain that for as long as we possibly can. The next one was acute deep vein thrombosis, also known as DVT, of proximal vein of lower left extremity. That's actually where they found the blood clots. It was my lower left leg. That's kind of where this whole process started in early January. Was with a blood clot in my leg, and of course it's gotten worse. But that's my first doctor's appointment this morning. Like I said, is to talk about the DVT, the blood clotting in my leg and probably in my lungs as well. We've also got acute hypoxemic respiratory failure due to COVID-19. Again, the catching COVID during my second stay in the hospital, actually added more strain on my lungs, as one would expect. So now I've got acute hypoxia. I've also got the hypoxia as a result of COVID, and I've got blood clots, all three of which are restricting my lungs' ability to do their job. And I know that there's some overlap between the acute respiratory hypoxia and the COVID hypoxia. I understand that. It's just I've got technically three different things affecting my lungs simultaneously, even though, again, there is a bit of overlap there. And then we can get into the next thing, which I just talked about, which is the bilateral pulmonary embolisms, and that's the blood clotting in my lungs. I'll try to remember to throw a screenshot, an actual photo of my lungs. If I remember to do that, I'll throw a photo of my lungs up here, where you can see they were just lit up like a Christmas tree when they did the CT scan with contrast. So yeah, I've got three different things working against my lungs there. Of course, the next thing we just talked about was COVID. I caught COVID finally while I was in the hospital, of all places to get it, which we talked about in a previous video, kind of maybe saved me, because it put me back in the hospital and they were able to do the imaging to find the blood clots in my lungs that we're now treating. Next, we've got a history of heparin-induced thrombocytopenia. Basically, heparin is a blood thinner. It's very commonly used. Everybody uses it for all kinds of stuff. I had a nasty allergic reaction to it, and so they finally got it on my record in an official statement saying, hey, he gets heparin-induced thrombocytopenia, also known as HIT, H-I-T. You may have heard of that. If you haven't, now you know what that is. And then we've got acute bilateral deep vein thrombosis of femoral veins. Again, that's blood clots in the legs. I'm not sure why it's in there twice, but it is. And I think it's just a precautionary measure to say, hey, it's not just the left leg. Also be aware that it could be in the right leg. So I think it's just kind of a CYA, cover your ass there. And then hypoxia, again, another duplicate of sorts, but I think having hypoxia listed that isn't necessarily tied to one thing or another is a good thing to have in there. Like, I didn't get to choose any of this. This is what they put in my record, but having a history of hypoxia will help them understand that it is in my medical record, and it is something that I could face again in the future, and to be aware of it. So, but these are all of these different things, these 8 or 9 or 10 things or whatever, are just things that have been added since January 11th of this year. So I just wanted to kind of share. I thought it was crazy to have that much stuff added in such a short amount of time. But yeah, that's kind of what's going on with me this morning. Like I said, I took a couple of doctor's appointments, and we'll go see what the doctors have to say. Hopefully I'll get this Rituxan treatment. Been waiting on that since November. And I don't think it's a direct result. I don't think not getting it was a direct result or a direct consequence of this, whatever. I don't think they're directly tied together is what I'm trying to say there. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. But yeah, anyway, I guess that's it. I just wanted to give a quick update, let you know I'm doing okay. I'm still recovering. I've still got a long way to go before I'm going to be back to making tech content. It's a lot of effort that I don't necessarily have the brain space for. And the stamina for at the moment, but I'm trying. So, yeah. So I wanted to give that update. Say thank you to everybody who's been super supportive. I thank you so much. I can't believe the outpouring of support that I've received has been amazing. So, anyway, I hope your Monday is going great. I hope you have a great start to your week. Of course, if you've got questions, comments, want more detail on any particular thing, definitely let me know. Happy to answer any of that. But I think I'm going to go ahead and let you guys get back to your day, and I'll talk to you here real soon.